power so that we move as a country to a 24-hour economy, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to touch on education. Honorable Speaker, for a long time, our teachers, especially the primary teachers, there are those who completed their education 2014, 2013, 2012, 2015, and most of them have been at home unemployed. In fact, some of them recently, Honorable Speaker, even if you go to your county, there are those who are complaining. They are about to retire before they are hired. They are turning 45, 44, 46 before they are employed, Honorable Speaker. We want to thank the President because in 3 years, he has employed a record of 76,000 teachers. And this financial year, Honorable Speaker, they are also employing another 24. And there was an advert yesterday in the papers where they're recruiting P1 teachers over 9,000. And I believe this 9,000, Honorable Speaker, we want to ask TSC to give priority to those teachers who are above 40. Even if they graduated recently, they need to be given priority so that, Honorable Speaker, they don't retire before being employed, Honorable Speaker, as an affirmative action so that we get rid of those who are of age and then those who graduated earlier but they are below 30, they still have an opportunity, Honorable Speaker, when opportunity for replacement comes on, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we have an issue also with, I know there are challenges and people have made noise about the new model of funding in the universities. What the Minister of Education needs to do, and the universities and the students, they need to form a team and harmonize and iron any differences, because we are told this is a very good model. There are those who are praising it, there are those who are critiquing. So it means basically, it must be maybe some misunderstanding that they need to iron out, Honorable Speaker. And the CS in charge of Minister of Education, especially the higher education, Honorable Speaker, we have had so many strikes. I remember during our days, there was no strike. In fact, the only strike that we used to do those days is when we missed the dialogue. You know, people didn't know what the dialogue is that time. You know, Chapati was called dialogue those days. But these days, the number of strikes that are there because of non-payment of salaries or not honoring the CBS that the university dons have discussed with the ministry, they need to come out of this thing. It is embarrassing, it is exposing the country, and people are looking for education elsewhere, either in private universities or out of the country, and we are losing resources, and Kenya is known for quality education. They need to sort out this problem of strikes in the universities, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, what also excited me was infrastructure, especially roads, Honorable Speaker. I want to report to you, Honorable Speaker, last year I was going home for Christmas and I went on to 22nd. I left at 5:30 in the morning. I left my house 5:30 in the morning. I took 4 hours from Karen to Gichabe Tanof. 4 hours, and it was very difficult. In fact, I made a mistake. I said, let me turn back so that I can leave the following day at around maybe 2 a.m. I took another 4.5 hours from Gichabe Tanof to Karen, Honorable Speaker. So I was excited when the President said this coming Friday, they are going to commission and launch the dualing of Rironi, Mau Summit Road, Rironi, Maimai, Naivasha Road, Honorable Speaker. This will save the country a lot of resources. We are wasting a lot of money. We are wasting a lot of time getting into that gridlock. Even this particular weekend, Honorable Speaker, on Friday, when we overflew there are people who got stuck there for over 4 hours. So this was long overdue, and we want